With only 5 games left of the Premier League season, the relegation battle is heating up, and as always, every fan will have their own say over who's going to go down and who will prevail and have Premier League football next season. And that is exactly what I'm going to do, as I attempt to predict the Premier League relegation battle. And yes, it will be controversial. And yes, I will attempt to be as unbiased as possible being a Leeds fan. But that's all I've got to say. So without further ado, let's get into it. Being recorded, match week 33 is basically done. There's just Crystal Palace and West Ham. And I think Palace are going to be a bit hungover after that European victory against Fiorentina, putting them into the semi-finals against no, not Villa, that's Forest. I don't actually know who they've got in the semi-finals. I'll have to make sure I look at that. But they've got West Ham at Selhurst Park, and this is basically the only game in the relegation battle that I've got here. So before we start predicting, I just got to say, any game that doesn't involve the relegation battle, so like Newcastle Bournemouth, which doesn't really involve the relegation battle, I'm just going to put it as 0-0. So Arsenal will be champions and the table will just remain the same other than the relegation battle. So this game is important. So I think Palace, they'll get a goal because West Ham are a bit sloppy at the back, especially away from home, but I think West Ham will win that. And we're not going to calculate it until the end, so we've just got to make sure we don't have a sneak peek at the table. But I do know here there was another game left, which is Man City's game in hand, which still won't be enough to give them the league. So we'll move on to the next match week. So all these games are basically not important, other than, I suppose, we don't really need to predict Burnley Man City because they're probably going down, but we might. I don't think we're gonna. No, we're not gonna predict that. So these games don't have anything to do with the relegation battle. This is a big game. Yep, doesn't matter and doesn't matter. So the first game is Bournemouth Leeds. As a Leeds fan, I don't have hope for this. We're not very good away, and we'll be focused on the semi-final at Wembley on the Sunday. So I think we'll probably lose that 2-0. I reckon. I don't think we're getting a goal. Sunderland Forest. At Sunderland. Sunderland are a very good side at home, so I'm predicting a comfortable win for Sunderland. 2-0, Forest aren't going to have a sniff at goal. West Ham Everton. Everton are quite good and they'll be pushing for Europe. West Ham will score first, but Everton will have too much and they will prevail. Wolves Tottenham. Tottenham seems to be better away from home than they do at home, which is strange. But Wolves are good at home, so I'm thinking it's going to be close, but Tottenham, it's going to be a 2-2 draw. Tottenham seem to only want it against bigger sides. Like, they got a point against City, point against Liverpool, and they're going to come into this game feeling loads of pressure, and it's not going to be good for them. And with West Ham winning as well, Tottenham are going to need to pick up points from somewhere, and I think they're not going to win this game, which is going to be very annoying to Tottenham fans, but I don't think they are. Next up, we've got some games here that don't really matter. So, this one. Quite a good game, that, but we won't be able to predict it. Nope, but that's Villa Spurs. That matters, and this doesn't really matter. So, Leeds Burnley, I think Leeds are going to win that because we're at home and it's an important game. I think Burnley will score because we're very sloppy at the back. And we don't like to keep clean sheets, but I think we'll get over the line and we'll get a point, which will take us to, I think, 42 points, which should be enough, but who knows. Brentford West Ham are away, not brilliant away from home. Brentford will be pushing for Europe, a professional win, 2-0 win. Wolves Sunderland, I suppose this one don't really matter because Wolves will be already relegated, won't they? So yeah, I'll put that as 0-0. Villa Spurs, I think I can see Spurs getting a point here. You know, Villa are in the Champions League spaces. Villa will come and play football, and like Leeds, Tottenham are a side that like to play football and can't really break down a low block. So it'll be easy for Tottenham to get a result and maybe grind out a point with a last-minute Xavi Simons equaliser, because he's the only Tottenham player who seems to be bothered. And actually, of course. Chelsea Forest, I'm hoping Chelsea can win this, but it doesn't fill me with confidence because Liam Rosenior hasn't been brilliant, against sides in the bottom half of the table, especially. I think Forest can definitely get a point there. I know it's not wanted, but I definitely think they can get a point there. So 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. Oh, this is nice. All these games have lined up at the bottom. Wow, that's an important one. I suppose this one. Oh, we don't want Everton scoring -7 goals. Right. Not brilliant, that one. And Forest, Newcastle. I think it's at home. Forest get a point. Newcastle, they're a Jekyll and Hyde side. You know, they'll beat Man United, lose to Wolves. It's strange, but they're 14th, 14th right now. Not really in contention for Europe. Pretty bad season for them. And I think if they don't win here, which I'm predicting, I think Eddie Howe's gone, really. Sorry, that's just my phone going off. West Ham, Arsenal. Ooh, this could spice up the title race. What do I think? Nah. Arsenal are going to have too much for West Ham. 3-1 win. West Ham get a consolation goal right at the end. Tottenham, Leeds. Now, I do think Tottenham will win this because we're not very good in London and it's away from home and I've just got no hope. And Tottenham get a lucky goal from probably Archie Gray and it will be unfortunate and it will bring Tottenham out from the pits, really. 0-0s all around here. And then same at the bottom. Relegation teams at the bottom. Leeds, Brighton. If Leeds are safe at this point, which I'm not sure, I think we are, but I don't want to risk it. So Leeds might. I think we'll get. No, this is going to be a 2-2 draw. Brighton pushing for Europe. They're going to want it. Leeds are going to want to make sure they can maintain Premier League survival. Yeah, definitely. Man United, I think we'll get it over the line. I know we beat them the other night, but I think that was just a fluke and we got quite lucky. Well, we didn't get lucky because we played better, but it was Man United should have played a lot better than that. And speaking in Man United form terms, they should have been a lot better, and we got lucky that it wasn't one of their good days. But we still outplayed them, and we were better. We didn't. The game wasn't lucky. We were just lucky Man United weren't up at their best. Newcastle, West Ham again. Newcastle at home. I think they'll get a win this one, but it's gonna be strange. And then this one doesn't matter. It's strange because Newcastle will draw 1 week, win 5-0. It's strange, but I think Newcastle will have enough for West Ham. And now we can move on to the final game of the season. Final games. So 0-0's there. Giving them two zeros. And then here we are. Forest, Bournemouth. Could be crucial. I think Forest will win here on the last day, maintain it for themselves, and get Premier League for another season. And I think they can beat Villa in the Europa, which will put them into the final. And if they win the final, they'll get Champions League football. So I don't know if they'll beat Freiburg, maybe. Obviously, I think they can get past them. I think Forest might win the Europa and get Champions League football. And then, just a nice win to take them into the final if it's after. Because last season, I think it was before. But if it's after, a nice win to take them through and get Champions League football. Tottenham, Everton. I think Tottenham are going to win this. I can see Tottenham doing a job on the last day. Fans will be up for it. If it's possible for them to stay up, fans will be up for it. Everton will want Europe. They'll battle, but Tottenham will just have too much, I think. Because De Zerbi is playing very good football, like we saw against Brighton. They were just unlucky to concede. Well, they weren't unlucky because it was a couple of mistakes that led to the goal. But I think it's good building blocks, good foundations. And if Tottenham can play like that, they will maintain form and they won't keep losing. They might pick up a couple of draws. West Ham, Leeds. I think we're going to lose 3-1. I just don't see us picking up any points there. It doesn't really matter looking at this because nothing's decided yet. So, that is it done. Calculate. So Arsenal have won the league. Congratulations, Arsenal. You've done it. Took you 4 years, but you've done it. Okay, so we can sort of just skip down. Wow, Chelsea came 8th. Because Bournemouth, yeah, because a couple of these teams will have won draws. So it'll be a bit different, but not too different. So, like, these teams are all around these places in the league. So we get to... Okay, well, that's just revealed 15th, which is Leeds. And we will now move down to 16th place, which is Nottingham Forest. So they have stayed up on 41 points. Pretty comfortable in the end. Couple of wins they got there, a couple of draws. Don't think I have them losing too many times, but I don't think they'll go down. I think they'll stay up, and then it's just between Tottenham and West Ham who will go down. So this is the big one. Who goes up? Who goes up? No, who stays up and who goes down? Coming in at number 17th is Tottenham Hotspur, which means West Ham United have been relegated on 38 points, which is quite a lot. You know, I mean, Tottenham staying up on 9 wins is ridiculous, but I mean, look around. Like, look at. I know a lot of these teams I've just put 0-0 for, but still, these mid-table teams getting draws, and Spurs right now are looking like a mid-table team. Like Crystal Palace getting 15 draws with the 5 games, because I don't think, well, they got 1 win there, so either way they would have had 12 or 11. There's still a lot of draws, and yeah, these are the 2 teams that I've gone down as well. Burnley and Wolves, which is a guarantee. A lot of draws around here. West Ham not picking up that many draws, but I think it's just that little extra, like, teams that are difficult to beat won't go down. These mid-table teams are hard to break down, like Forest, Leeds and Tottenham all seem to me like mid-table sides. I think next season all the teams going up will go straight back down, because these teams will build a foundation and just become solid mid-table sides. Tottenham won't be in trouble with relegation because they'll have De Zerbi and they'll be fine, and that's what I think about it. That's my predictions. I hope you enjoyed them. Some people might disagree. West Ham fans will definitely not be happy about that, but you know, Tottenham just, I suppose Tottenham did a reverse Spursy in a way, but you know, West Ham going down, it's unfortunate because they really deserve Premier League football, because they've got a lot of good players. Got Jared Bowen, Somerville, got a good manager, but just looking back at some of these West Ham games, maybe I could have given them more, but I just don't see them picking up many points for the rest of the season, because they've got a difficult run in, West Ham, and if I was a West Ham supporter, I would be very worried. This was their last win, I think, and then they beat Leeds on the last day. So if I were a West Ham fan, I would be a bit worried, but you know, Tottenham are probably going to get relegated because they're not looking great. But that's my predictions. Hope you enjoyed them. If you want me to do championship predictions, let me know. If you want me to do League 1 or League 2, let me know as well, because I don't think those relegation battles have been sorted yet. That's it from me. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And that is it from me. So I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.